Hi, my name is Michael Okinyi. Welcome to the program Tribe 44. Today in this episode, we bring you one of the most charming and versatile personality with a strong and passionate character. Welcome to the show. Rachael Waithera is here today to share with us more about the Agikuyu community. Welcome. The Agikuyu community of Kenya comprise of up to 27% of the Kenyan total population. They are the dominant community, mainly inhabiting areas around Mount Kenya region and the Central Highlands. They hail themselves as the Jews of Kenya due to the wanton criticism and envy they receive in equal measure. This is because of their prevalent economic and political prowess. They have several distinguishing traits, that is, they are hardworking, have genetic attachment to land, and challenge authority when provoked. The history of the Kikuyu dates back in the 15th and early 19th century, where they tracked down the shores during the Bantu migration that culminated in their settling down in central Kenya, Mukurweini in Nyeri, to be precise around the 1800s. There are many reasons as to why the Kikuyu, Kenya's largest community, are the way they are, including their much stereotyped chromosomal predilection to money that gave rise to the informal "Kuoya Kuoya is my policy," which is roughly translated to something akin to hereditary dogma and inculcates astute business acumen of the minutest profit margin. Though some of the aspects of the Kikuyu culture have faded away, the language still exists, mostly in the urban regions where most of the population speak English and Swahili. Their language has become so popular that it has almost become the third language of choice in Kenya. According to the traditional beliefs in the Kikuyu dowry culture, if a husband can afford to care for more than two wives, he will be allowed to marry both. Also, dowry is another important aspect of their tradition. For the wedding, a Kikuyu culture dress is prepared for both the bride and the groom, just like any other tribal marriage ceremonies. In case the couple do not get any children, there is automatically a belief that rises among the Kikuyu people that they do not honor any word. Just because of such beliefs, the dowry is always paid off. Their culture history marks the event of dowry, which is considered to be a very major aspect of the tribe. However, the payment ceremony has a few events, that is, the culture of the Kikuyu is definitely amazing. Kikuyu people have produced many notable and as well as influential minds in Kenya. 3 of the 4 presidents who have reigned supreme over Kenya since after independence was mostly Kikuyu. Besides, the other famous personalities include: first, the 3rd president of Kenya, Mwai Kibaki; second, the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya, Patrick Ngugi Njoroge; number 3, the former Chief Justice of Kenya, Johnson Gicheru; number 4, Grammy winner guitarist of the band Rage Against the Machine, Tom Morello; number 5, late popular freedom fighter Dedan Kimathi; and the late environmental conservationist Nobel Peace Prize winner, Professor Wangari Maathai. Hi, welcome to the show. Today we have Rachael Waithera, who will be sharing more about the Agikuyu community. Welcome to the show, Rachael.
Thank you so much, Mike.
So would you kindly tell us more about your community?
Now, about my community, the Agikuyu, if I may start with the origin of the Agikuyu. We believe, or it say that the Agikuyu originated from 2 people we know, the Gikuyu and Mombi, and they used to live in a place called Mukuru and Nyagathaga, that is in Muranga. So these 2 people got 9 daughters. We have the 9 daughters. We have the Waithera, Wanjiko, we have the Wachera, Wairimo, Wangari, Wanjiro. We have the, I've forgotten the 3 one, but according to what I know, these 9 girls, they were the daughters of the Agikuyu. That's why you find most of us Agikuyu, like me, my name is Rachael Waithera, so I would say that I am Mogashiko, just because of my name Wajiko. Wajiko means Mogashiko. But when you come to your clan, no, the Wanjikos, the Waithera, they are our clans. So when you come back there, you find that I, as Wanjiko, I will not say that I'm Mogashiko. There are some factors that make you to be another person. Like me, I am Wajiko, Moirimo, Wabarea, Marigo. So you see, like I have shifted from being a Mogashiko to be a Moirimo. Reason being because we don't base our clans according to our mother's side. We base our clans according to our father's side. Then your grandfather. So like my grandfather is Moirimo. That's why I become a Moirimo, not a Mogashiko. Yes. You see?
Okay, on the concerning the issue of naming, how do you draw names? Like, you know, like in our culture, we have ways like we name our children concerning seasons, times of the day and all that. How do you give your children names?
Okay, we also name our children according to seasons, but most of the times the names that you find people calling their children are based most on season. Like you say someone named like Nyambura, that person was born in when it was very rainy, a rainy season. That's why she is called Nyambura. Okay, we have another person named Wanjera. That person was born either on the road, that's why he is called Wanjera. When we say Wanjera, we mean somewhere. Njera is a road somewhere, that's why we call that. But when you come to naming particularly, there are namings like we name after our parents, our grandfathers. You see, like there is a logical way we follow too.
Same issue of naming your children. What other instance or other indicators that can determine that a child has been born apart from ululation?
There is nothing else that determines whether the gender of the child apart from ululation. That is according if because I may recall a woman maternity, so they used to give birth in their huts. So in that hut there will be two midwives and this woman giving birth. So when they find out it's a boy, they will just relate 5 times. So the other people waiting outside to know the gender of the boy, of the child, they will know that's the boy born. But when it's a girl, they will go for relations. That's how we used to determine in our culture the gender of a child.
The existence of your community dates back in the 15th century and early 19th century. What cultures do you hold, basing the fact that most cultures today have been eradicated and done away with? What cultures do you hold? Do you still hold firmly in your community?
Okay, the Agikuyu still hold some customs, not all of them, because if we say the Agikuyu had a lot of customs back then. Like you come to religion, there is a way that they used to worship. And but today we don't do that. But if there is something till today we have hold on to, it's the custom of marriage. There are some steps you are supposed to follow before you get married, or even when you are married, there are some steps you have to follow. So if I may just touch on that.
Yes.
Like for me, if you see, for me to get married.
Yes.
Back then, though nowadays it's not like that. If a gentleman is interested in me as a woman, he will go and inform his father. Then they will come without my knowledge. I don't know. They will come to my house, to my father. Then they say that they saw, we used to say a goat or in the house. So in that way, are you satisfied? Like kuna pombe sasa pombe inakunywa, so they will come. Okay, in marriages, if a man is interested in me, he will go and inform his father. Then after informing his father, they will arrange to come to my home to talk to my father. But when they come, there are some rituals that will be performed. One of the rituals that is mainly there, kuna hiyo moratina. So babangu will ask me if I should drink it or not. If I say yes, it signifies that I have accepted that gentleman. If I say no, then they will just go home. You see, and if I say yes, it marks another step ya wao kukuja so that they can be given a hand for me to get married. That we call in our language or in our culture pohoyo hiki. like they have come to ask my father for marriage, not officially. Hiyo ya kwanza ilikuwa wamekuja kusema tu they are interested in me, but now if I say my father should drink the alcohol, then they will come so that they can ask my hand in marriage officially.
All right, concerning the matter of betrothal and marriage, now there is this particular aspect of Ruracio in it during betrothal towards marriage. It has become even a common term to some people who are not even Kikuyus.
Okay.
So what does Ruracio signify, and anything else that comes with that?
Okay, Ruracio signifies that it's something that we can say it signifies the marriage of a person. So when we say Ruracio, we are saying that the gentleman, the man who has married a woman, has gone back to pay the bride price of the lady. That's what we mean by Ruracio. And Ruracio in our culture, it has a long path to take. So yeah, it's
there are stringent measures to take. All right.
There are steps to take, like I have talked about the first step, then the second one, then we have that step that we say kuhada ivege, like signify that no man, kama pombe isha kunywa, that there is no man who will come in that homestead and say that he wants me because already I'm owned. Then after that, then there is another step when they will come and your father will say what he wants. Then if they have it, they give it back. They give it, and then the last step in Ruracio we have gotini ya kiade. When we say gotini ya kiade, it's like we are saying buzi na chinjwa and then mnakata mkono ya buzi. There is a part that joins the hand of the sheep here and here, like yours here and here. That joint mkikata ndio tunaitanga gotini ya kiade, and it signifies that the man and the woman now are joined forever.
So on that same particular matter, what are some of the roles that women play in your community?
Women in our community, nowadays, not like up back to date, nowadays women play every role. But when we backdate time there, when our culture was more variable, you can see women, their duty was household chores, take care of their husband, take care of their children, nothing else. Those were their duties, because if you come to herding, the children were responsible for herding and fetching firewood. That was the responsibility of children, and men used to go to hunt, protect their women and their family such.
Okay, maybe to shift you a little bit. Now there is the Agikuyu community. They are a large number of tribe in the Kenyan population, and also they have political and economic prowess in the country, dating back way a time immemorial. How do you configure this, bringing into the perspective that they are very intelligent and they are very flourishing in terms of business and all that? What idea do you hold as pertains the same?
I think the idea behind that, the Agikuyu are very social. That's the only thing. Like if you backdate time in the years when there were trading between Batus and Nairots and whatever's, the Agikuyu, to know they were very social, they used to intermarry. That's why you come in our country, you find everywhere you can find a Kikuyu. You go to Mombasa, there is a Kikuyu. You go to Kisumu, there is one. So they are very social. They are able to intermingle with everyone.
Okay, there is this notion that Kikuyu women love money. And to this point that most people from other communities, they are afraid, they dread to get married to Kikuyu ladies because they might get themselves in trouble. Do you think that this is true?
No. Actually, that's a joke. Do you know Kikuyu women? That is like what you call stereotyping.
Yes.
That is stereotyping. Like no one hates money, even you. Even Jaruo, Aruya, they love money. But the reason why people say that Kikuyu women love money, it's because a Kikuyu woman, when they are so aggressive and ambitious. Nikishika kitu siwezi achilia. So that's why you see people tend to say that we love money, but that's not the truth. We just love what we get. Whatever I get, it's mine, not yours. It's mine.
But some people say that normally getting money or money is purposely for comfort and a good life. But Kikuyus, they prioritize on money. Money is everything, whether doing business, whether education, whether defining a career path, they prioritize on money. Do you think that is so very true?
That is not true according to me, and I will not talk too much about that because unaweza pata nikipigwa mawe, so I won't I won't talk much about that. But what I want to say is that every person anapenda pesa, but for Kikuyu ladies or for Kikuyus, wao wanapenda pesa more extra than others. So lakini kila mtu anapenda pesa.
Okay, would you kindly define to us what types of food the Agikuyu eat, the codes of dressing and all that?
Okay, the Agikuyu foods, we have, there is food yenye haiwezi kosa. I think you have seen the memes going around about waru,
yes,
and the zuhu, like Agikuyu, that is the staple food of the Agikuyu, the mokimo. So, and when you say mokimo, waru iko. So you can see
exactly.
The mokimo is the best thing Agikuyu could have. Even back there, our great grandmothers used to, as my grandmother narrates to me, used to cook the mokimo and used to store it in granaries. So, and when you are storing the food in granaries, they used to put it in something we called itaha. A boar made of pumpkin skin, that is called itaha. So she will put the mokimo there, put it in the granary. You just go there and pick it and you just eat. According now for the dressing code, the Agikuyu used to dress skin. The skin of cow or sheep.
Skin, okay.
That is what they used to dress with. It is a way that it was used to be made. When a cow or a sheep was slaughtered, the skin would be put somewhere under the sun for it to get dry, for it to dry up. So after that, there is a way that men used to do that job. There is a way they could tailor that skin to be a dress for women. The women used only to cover the men used to cover their back, but their lower part, but the women used to cover their breast and the lower part. And there is a way the dress could be made as a full dress, or there is a way they could make a skirt and a top.
As a majority tribe in the country currently, how would you distinguish your community from other communities?
That is very hard. Distinguishing between a Kikuyu and another person, the community of Kikuyu and other communities is very hard. Because unajua there is this thing that was introduced of intermarriages.
Yes.
I think that is not acceptable in our community. Back then it was not acceptable, but nowadays, you know, everything is about Western culture. So the intermarriages has really confused people. So you find that I'm married to a Jaruo, to a Mjaruo. You cannot define if I'm Kikuyu or I'm Jaruo. So distinguishing them from other communities nowadays is very hard.
Your parting shot?
Okay, what I want to say is that we as Kikuyu, we don't love money. That is the thing that we try to justify as Kikuyus, we don't love money. And there is also another notion that goes that we love money to an extent that we are just throwing away our culture and customs. If I may tell everyone that in our custom, if there is something that we have pertained in our culture, custom of marriage, and it will never end. Even come rain, come sunshine, come Western culture, come whatever, our marriage culture will still remain.
Okay, maybe one last question. As a dominant community in the country, what would you say is the engine behind your political and economic prowess?
Our economic and political prowess, I can say that we are more determined to get whatever we want. About politics, you know that the people who are there before Kenya got independence, so most of them were Kikuyus. So you see it's like an inheritance. It has become like an inheritance. But according to economical, we are very determined, hardworking. That's why we are very successful.
It is well said that everything that has a beginning has an end. That is where we are ending the show tonight. See you next time. See you then. That is all we had in store for you. See you next time. Be sure to catch up with us in our next episode where we'll be focusing about another community in this country, Kenya. Be sure to catch up with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much. See you next time. God bless.